Abraham was an ordinary boy, but his school was anything but ordinary. The school he attended, Everwood Academy, was located on the edge of a thick forest. It was an old building with tall stone walls and windows that creaked when the wind blew. The school had a mysterious charm about it, as if it had secrets hidden in every corner. The classrooms were old-fashioned, with wooden desks and chalkboards that still worked better than any modern technology. But the most fascinating part of Everwood Academy was the library. Abraham loved the library more than anything. It wasn't like the libraries at other schools. The room was huge, with tall bookshelves that seemed to stretch all the way up to the ceiling. The walls were lined with dusty books that smelled of adventure, history, and magic. There was a grand chandelier in the center of the room, casting a soft glow over the old wooden tables. The air was always quiet, filled only with the sound of pages turning. Despite its beauty, there was something strange about the library. Many students never went there, either because they found it too big or because they were afraid of the rumors that surrounded it. Some said the library had been there for hundreds of years, and no one knew exactly how it had come to be. Others whispered about the secret room hidden somewhere inside, a room that no one had ever been able to find. Abraham didn't care about rumors. He loved books and the endless worlds they held. But one thing always bothered him. Why did the library feel so different? Sometimes, late at night, when he stayed after school to read, he swore he heard strange sounds coming from the depths of the shelves, soft whispers, footsteps echoing, as if someone or something was moving around in the shadows. One chilly autumn evening, Abraham stayed late in the library, reading a mystery novel. The school was quiet, and the only sound was the occasional rustling of pages. As the clock struck midnight, Abraham closed his book and decided it was time to head home. But as he stood up, something caught his eye. A faint glow coming from the back of the library. He froze. The light wasn't from the chandelier, nor was it from any of the lamps in the room. It was coming from a hidden corner he had never noticed before. Curious, Abraham made his way towards the light, feeling a mix of excitement and nervousness. When he reached the spot, he saw something incredible. A small door had appeared, tucked between two bookshelves. Abraham had never seen this door before. It was old and wooden, with intricate carvings that seemed to shimmer in the dim light. On the door was a single glowing symbol, a star inside a crescent moon. Abraham's heart raced. He had never seen this symbol in any of the books in the library, and it felt important. Without thinking, he reached out and touched the door. The moment his fingers made contact, the door creaked open, revealing a long dark hallway beyond. Abraham hesitated for only a moment before stepping inside. As soon as Abraham walked through the door, the air around him seemed to change. The hallway stretched on forever, the walls lined with old dusty bookshelves that seemed to glow with an eerie light. The hallway led to a massive room, far larger than the library he knew. The shelves here were filled with books of every size and shape, their spines covered in gold leaf and ancient symbols. Abraham stepped into the room, awe and wonder filling his chest. But this wasn't just any room, it was the Midnight Library, a place spoken of only in whispers. No one in the school, not even the teachers, had ever mentioned it. And yet, here he was. The air was thick with magic, and the soft hum of energy seemed to vibrate through the books themselves. As he wandered deeper into the room, Abraham noticed that the books were alive. Some of them moved on their own, flipping open to reveal glowing pages. Others seemed to whisper secrets to those who came close. In the far corner of the room stood an old man with a long white beard and a robe that sparkled like the night sky. His eyes shone with a strange wisdom. "Welcome, Abraham," the man said, his voice like a distant melody. "I've been waiting for you." Abraham blinked in surprise. "You know my name?" The man nodded. "This is the Midnight Library, a place for those who seek knowledge beyond the ordinary. But only a few have ever found it, and even fewer have been allowed to enter." "Why me?" Abraham asked, still trying to make sense of what was happening. "How did I get here?" The man smiled softly. "The Midnight Library is a place of choices. You were chosen because you are someone who seeks more than just the ordinary world. You are destined for something greater, Abraham." The old man led Abraham to a large pedestal in the center of the room. On it lay a thick, ancient book, its cover made of dark leather, embossed with the symbol of a key. "This," the man said, "is the Book of Fates. It holds the story of every person who has ever lived, past, present, and future." Abraham stared at the book, feeling a strange pull towards it. "What does it do?" The old man hesitated before answering. "The Book of Fates shows the path your life will take, but it is not always what you expect. Some people, like you, come to the library and wish to change their fate. But be warned, changing your fate comes at a cost." Abraham's heart began to race. Could he really change his future? Could he rewrite his story? Before he could ask more, the man continued. "If you choose to open the book, you must be prepared to face the consequences. Once you know your future, it is difficult to turn back." Abraham felt a wave of uncertainty wash over him, but his curiosity got the better of him. "I want to see it. I need to know my future." With that, the old man nodded. "Very well. But remember, once you open the book, there is no turning back." Abraham reached for the book and opened it. The pages were blank at first, but then they began to fill with words, lines of golden text swirling across the pages. The words formed images, showing Abraham's life unfolding before his eyes. But as he read, a strange thing happened. The story was not the one he had expected. It was different, darker, filled with unexpected dangers and choices he had never imagined. The images in the book began to shift, revealing a shadowy figure, a dark force that seemed to be following him through every stage of his life. Abraham felt a chill run down his spine. "Who is that?" he whispered, his voice trembling. "That," the old man said solemnly, "is your true enemy, a force that will try to control your fate, but you have the power to change it, if you choose." Abraham felt a sudden wave of fear. The future he saw in the book wasn't a happy one. It was filled with challenges, darkness, and fear. The shadowy figure seemed to control everything, leading him into situations where he was helpless. But then, as he stared at the book, something incredible happened. The pages began to shimmer, and the words shifted again. A new path appeared, a way to fight back against the darkness, a way to choose his own fate. Abraham realized that he wasn't trapped. The Midnight Library wasn't just about reading what would happen. It was about making choices. With newfound courage, he closed the book and looked at the old man. "I'm not afraid anymore. I'll create my own path." The old man smiled. "Wise choice, Abraham. The Midnight Library is a place of endless possibilities. But the real magic lies in your ability to choose. Go now. Your story is yours to write. Abraham woke up the next morning in his own room, the sun shining through the window. He looked at the clock. 7 a.m. It had all felt like a dream. But deep down, he knew that the Midnight Library was real. And now, more than ever, he understood that his life was his to control. As he walked to school, Abraham felt a strange sense of confidence. The Midnight Library had given him the power to change his future. No matter what came next, he knew he could face it. And maybe, just maybe, the secrets of the Midnight Library were only the beginning of his adventure.